In the vast and ever-expanding lexicon of superhero cinema, there exists a singular sequence, a flawless, self-contained short film that has, for 2 decades, defied imitation and endured as the genre's untouchable apex. It is a sequence that operates on a trifecta of cinematic principles: visceral spectacle, profound character deconstruction, and transcendent thematic resolution. This is not merely a fight scene. It is a 5-minute dissertation on the very soul of Peter Parker, directed with the frenetic grace of a horror maestro and the heartfelt sincerity of a classical tragedian. Sam Raimi's train sequence in Spider-Man 2 is not just great comic book filmmaking. It is great filmmaking, period. And today, we will dissect every rivet, every tear in the fabric, and every frame of silent ought to understand why. Raimi immediately establishes a genius narrative constraint: the elevated train. This is not an open battlefield. It is a claustrophobic, linear death trap. This setting instantly negates Spider-Man's greatest asset: his urban mobility. He cannot swing away. He cannot gain altitude. He is trapped on a predetermined path hurtling toward catastrophe. The environment itself becomes Otto Octavius's greatest ally. Notice how Raimi's camera, so often dynamic and swooping, becomes jarring and chaotic. We are not observers. We are passengers. The sound design is a cacophony of shrieking metal, wind, and the monstrous hydraulic hiss of the actuators. This is not the clean, weightless CGI of many modern spectacles. This is tactile, brutal, and physically grueling. Every impact feels real, because so much of it was real. The scene derives its tension not from the question of if Spider-Man will be hit, but from the terrifying reality that he will be hit repeatedly, and that every blow endangers everyone around him. The pivotal turn is not an action beat, but a narrative one. Spider-Man understands that victory cannot be achieved through the defeat of Doc Ock, but only through the salvation of innocence. The fight becomes a rescue mission. This is the core of the Peter Parker principle. And this is where Raimi performs his masterstroke: the systematic deconstruction of the hero. The mask is first torn, then ripped away completely. This is more than a reveal. It is a symbolic unmasking. The icon of Spider-Man is stripped away, layer by layer, until only the vulnerable, determined humanity of Peter Parker remains. His suit, the very fabric of his superhero identity, is sacrificed to the friction of his duty, shredded against the steel of the train, until it literally disintegrates off his body. He is not saved by a new power or a technological marvel. He saves them through sheer, brutal, self-annihilating will. The snapping of each web line is a heart-stopping moment of failure. Each crack a verdict that his power is not enough. So he offers the only thing he has left: his own breaking body. This is the ultimate sacrifice, not the risk of death, but the absolute certainty of destruction for a greater good. And then, silence. The most powerful sound in the entire sequence is the absence of sound. The train grinds to a halt, and the world holds its breath. The spectacle is over. What follows is pure, unadulterated cinema. The crowd, once a faceless entity, now becomes a collection of individuals. They don't rush him. They approach with a slow, collective reverence, as if approaching a sacred site. The man who kneels and cradles Peter's head doesn't see a vigilante or a freak. He sees a son. He sees a child who was broken for them. The line, "He's just a kid, no older than my son," is the emotional detonation of the entire film. It is the crystallization of Uncle Ben's lesson. This is the moment great responsibility is truly understood, not by Peter, but by the world he protects. Their promise, "We won't tell nobody," is their sacrament. It is their vow to shouldering a piece of his burden, to becoming guardians of the secret that guards them. It is a perfect silent contract between a hero and his city. Why has this scene never been eclipsed? Because modern blockbusters often prioritize scale over intimacy. They show us a city falling, but rarely make us feel the weight of a single life within it. Raimi grounds a cosmic struggle of good versus evil in the most human terms possible: exhaustion, strain, and the quiet gratitude of those saved. It is a scene that understands that true heroism is not about power, but about power's failure. It's about what a hero does when his powers are gone, when his suit is in tatters, and all he has left is the choice to stand his ground. It is the most complete and perfect articulation of a character's ethos ever committed to film in this genre. It's a scene that asks the audience, What would you be willing to break for a stranger? Is heroism a costume, or is it a choice we make when no one is there to see it? I want to know your thoughts. What film scene has ever moved you in a similar way? Let's have a true conversation in the comments below. If you believe in looking this deeply into the art we love, then your membership in this community is just a subscribe away. Hit the bell so you don't miss our next breakdown. And next time, we analyze the perfect calm before the storm. The raindrops keep falling on my head sequence, the thematic setup for this entire payoff.